Friends and family, welcome back to another video. I am excited to show you this stuff. This is a project that I just did, transforming some old furniture into newer looking furniture. So this is what the furniture looked like before, and as you saw in the prior picture, it was in the library, and I asked my wonderful husband to move it to the garage for me so that I can start my magic. So, as you can see, it is dull. It's wood, solid wood, very dull looking, and I just had enough. I don't like dark wood, so I decided I was going to transform it because I wanted to use it for something else in a different room. So the first thing you want to do with old furniture before you do anything to it, you want to definitely clean it. If it is just dust on it, you can brush it off. But if it's got some more intense dirt or whatever, you want to use a damp cloth to wipe it down and then leave it to dry to prepare it for what you're about to do to it. Now, I am going to spray paint this, as you're going to see. So I'm excited about that. So one of the first things you want to definitely do is take off any hardware that may be in the way. So the drawer handles are metal, and so we had first thought about just putting tape to cover them, but it's kind of cumbersome, as you can see, so we changed our minds about that. It was easy enough to remove them. My husband's looking back then, he's seeing that there's some screws in there. We just took the screws out and removed the handles and called it a day. Make it a whole lot easier. You definitely want to do this the easiest possible way. So that's what we did, and got all that hardware off. And then we had to decide whether we wanted to take the drawers out to do the spray painting. And so after, a lot of thinking and consideration and going back and forth, we decided, nah, we're just going to leave the drawers in there, and then I will cover the inside of the drawers as appropriate as I start to do the spray painting. So I picked a gold color spray paint. I love gold. I like shiny objects. I'm just saying. I'm a girly girl. So I picked a gold color spray paint, metallic, looking, of course. And so that's what I decided to use. So like I said, we decided we couldn't take this out. So that's what we're going back and forth about, trying to figure out how we're going to protect some of the surfaces. And we decided, we'll just find another way around it, and so we did. So if you can possibly take out the drawer, do so. If you can't, don't worry about it. There are always ways you can cover it or, protect the areas that you want to protect. We definitely don't want any of the spray paint going into the rails, because then that's going to affect the smoothness or the operation of the drawer. So definitely you want to think through that kind of thing. If you can take the drawers out, great. If you can't, you just learn to deal with it. And so I learned to deal with it. So there's my baby doll, seeing what she can do to help. She's also helping me in the kitchen. So we're doing two different projects at the same time. We're cooking and trying to revamp this furniture. So here is the brand that I use. I use Rust-Oleum. I've used it a lot on my mailbox and everything, trying to make it look better. So it is a bright reflexive finish. It's shiny metallic, and that's just how I like it. So first thing you want to do, you want to shake it, because it's been sitting in the store for a while and it's going to settle. So you just definitely want to shake it very, very well, and to make sure that it is well mixed in the container. So that's what I did. And my surface is nice and clean, so I'm ready to start spray painting. And I always have some paper towel with me in case I make some kind of a mistake that I need to wipe off real quick before it dries, because this thing does dry quickly. So you have to be aware of that. And as you can see, you don't want to spray too closely to the object, because when you do that, you do get the puddles of spray paint, and that doesn't look good. you want to make the distribution of the color as even as possible. One thing I forgot, and I definitely remembered when I started to spray paint, right? The scent of these things are pretty pungent. So you definitely, if you have a nose mask that you can use, go ahead and use them, because ain't nobody trying to breathe in that chemical, man. I'm just saying. And this thing was pretty tight, but I stretched it out a little bit, you know, trying to make it a little bit more comfortable. And there I am, like I'm about to do surgery or something. Yas. So I get back to work. And later on, I also turned on the fan just to blow, you know, this cloud of paint away from me. As you can see, you definitely want to do that. And guys, you don't do this in an enclosed area. I'm doing this in the garage with all 3 garage doors open, okay? You want to do this in a very well ventilated area, because you want to make sure that this stuff doesn't stay up your nose, or I mean get into your nose, I should say. So that's where I made a foobar there. Did you see me blotting off the paint? You definitely want to have that paper towel handy. So I'm fast forwarding this a little bit, and so you will see blotches here and there. You know, it's the first coat, it's okay. Don't try to get it perfect that first time around, because if you do that, you will end up with blotches like I did. I was trying to do it one time and be done with it. I was in a hurry to finish it and go put it in my room. You don't want to do that. So take your time and spray it evenly and carefully, about 1.5 feet away from the surface of the thing you're spraying. That works well. So that's what you want to do. And I decided I was going to spray the inside, you know, also of those cubbyhole areas, because it would look really tacky if I hadn't. Even though I was going to have, you know, some books sitting in there, I just decided I still want to spray paint those areas for whichever parts of it is going to be exposed. And also, you want to make sure that when you're spraying those, you know, like the divisions between the cubby holes, you're very careful, because you could overdo it and it'll start running down, you know, and you'd have that droplet of paint, and it's not good. So you just have to remember that when you're spray painting it. And that's my baby boy also inspecting my work. So that's what I did. Don't mind my garage, it's got a bunch of stuff. So I wanted you to see the contrast between the newly, you know, sprayed surface and the old surface, which I despise, because I hate dark wood. I know it's a rich color and whatnot, but I'm sorry, I like shiny and light. So it's easy looking right here to see, you know, what I transformed from and what I transformed to. And you want to make sure you get every nook and cranny, because I almost forgot right there under that sort of lip, you know. And I know nobody's exactly going to go live there and look under there, but just, you know, you just want to be thorough when you're doing your stuff. You just want to cover every surface that you can and make it look gorgeous and fantabulous. And guys, I didn't think about this, but my thumb and my forefinger were tired just keeping that button pressed down to keep spraying. OMG. I did not know I had muscle in my thumb and my forefinger that extended beyond into my wrist. So you can see now I'm supporting the can, the spray can, with the other hand, because it's just, I didn't expect that. I was tired. So there you go. Moving on to the other side. As you see spaces or areas that you need to touch up, you just go ahead and do it. So there's the fan that I installed, that I plugged in because I was starting to breathe in too much. And so now I'm going over it again the second time. So what the instructions say is that if you want to finish all this in a day, what you do is you wait 1 hour between coats and you can spray again. However, if you wait more than 1 hour between coats, then you're going to have to wait 24 hours to do the next coat. which is very interesting to me. I don't understand that, but that's what they wrote on the instructions on the can. And I will definitely put the name of this brand down there and the color that I use, so that just in case you're interested, you know what to buy. And I bought this at the hardware store, local hardware store, Home Depot to be specific. So yes, I am going over it again, and this is the second coat. I did wait the 1 hour, but later on I just was busy cooking and everything, so the other coats that I added were a day or two apart, because I just couldn't time 1 hour and come back. So you can see this is much more, it looks better now. And so I had to, and I'll show you a little bit later in a few seconds, I had to get a gloss to cover it, a polyurethane gloss, because look at this. When I was done and everything was dry, the paint actually comes off when you rub off on it. I'm like, no. Even though the gold spray had said that you do not need a polyurethane coat to finish it, I decided if I rub it and it comes off, no. I'm going to be sitting on this thing. I'm going to be lying on it if I feel like. I'm going to be putting my stuff on it, and I don't want that gold glitter metallic stuff to come off of it. So yes, I did go and buy the same brand, Rust-Oleum, and I bought the clear polyurethane to go ahead and spray it. And so one of the things that I want you to note is that I did open the drawers and cover them with, man, I have a new hairstyle. It must have been like a week or so. Child. I did open the drawers and use newspapers to cover the inside of the drawer and also the hardware on the side, the rails, so that I don't spray them. So I did that so that I wouldn't have to pull out the entire drawer like I had said in the beginning. And now that I'm putting on the Rust-Oleum, I'm doing it again. I'm putting on now that I'm putting on the polyurethane and stuff like that, I'm also putting that newspaper back, because I need to make sure that I don't spray the inside of the drawer, because I don't need to, and that I also don't spray the rails. So there's hubby standing on the side giving me a little bit of instruction. Get it together, do it properly. So that's exactly what it looks like. You see that? So I can spray the outer rim of the drawers as well and make it look nice, because when you pull the drawer out, you definitely want that rim to be nicely, sprayed, same color as the outside of the chest. So that's all it is. And then I had to wait 24 hours for that also to dry, and then I was done. And I actually absolutely love the end product. So this little chest, or whatever you call it, was moved from the library to the garage for revamping, and then I moved it to my bedroom.